Everyone, a round of applause, please, for our chief guest, Mr. Paul Tergat.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. I always thought that I'm the tallest one, but I see the MC is slightly taller than me. Before I continue, please let us rise for a moment of silence in honor of our fallen sports administrator, Sherrod Guy, who passed on this past week. Thank you. Ambassadors who are here, I could see a lot of legends present. My friend Sharad Rao, and of course the man of the day, my friend, my brother, Asif Karim. As I was invited some times back, about maybe a week or 2 weeks ago, I had an intimate discussion with Asif. And as I was trying to scribble some few things maybe to put together for this occasion, it is very difficult to be able to describe a man like him. Our relationship started way around 1996 when I went to watch a match which was being hosted and held in Gymkhana sports grounds. And he was playing. And after that, we went all the way, about 6 years or 4 years down the line in 2003. I went to South Africa in Cape Town for ICC, for World Cricket Championship, which was held in South Africa. And I had a lot of time to have a cup of tea with Asif. And the most I saw a very extraordinary man. We have come away. I come from athletics. And I'm sure maybe you might be thinking, how come that Asif had to invite me to be his chief guest for today's book launch. And since then, Asif, we have had very good working relationship, a friendship that I don't think that will be for generations. At some point that when things was not going, I could call him. And then I say, where are you? I say, I'm around. Can we have a cup of tea? And then most of the time then we have to consult widely in terms of sport and everything. And he has been very inspiration also to me. So I was actually trying to put things together. I realized I don't know how to put it, but I tried. So distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this. The Karims-A Sporting Dynasty. What a befitting title for such an occasion and gathering like this. I think as a sporting powerhouse nation like Kenya, we have done ourselves a great disservice by failing to take much pride in our diversity and rich heritage, such as the Karims Sporting Dynasty within us as a country. Here is a family spanning 3 generations, excelling in both 2 very high rated sports disciplines, which is cricket and tennis. Yet this knowledge is largely known only to them and perhaps a few close friends, the way it has been described here today. I realized that this community, you understand more of cricket, but outside there, majority of us, apart from the Odumbes, there are very few who understand how cricket in our side. But I took that challenge. But he told me so many things about cricket. And now I'm a pro, even if I didn't play. I ask if that is not a tragic way to treat our sports in general. and more importantly, our sportsmen and women in particular. This, according to me, is quite depressing, looking in terms of how far, and even in terms of our independence as a nation. And I think I'm right to believe that this is the lot of Kenyan sports community, what has been happening for over the years. What we see, regrettably, is a tokenism in the name of appreciating the contribution of the players of this global multi-billion-dollar industry. And I agree. When people retire, when our legends retire, when our sportsmen retire every other day, including my great friend Maurice Otumbe, it is sad that we don't recognize this nation. It is sad that we don't utilize their expertise. These guys, they have a lot of role experience, and they can be a role model to the next generation that we have as a nation. I'm persuaded then that the time has come for a complete shift from the way we do business around our sports. If we are serious about matching our global peers in the international arena. Endowed with such colorful multi-achievers legends as Asif Karim, who captained Team Kenya to cricket World Cups. It is amazing that we have not celebrated them with befitting honors such as erecting a monument or laying down a walk of fame after them here in the city of Nairobi. Because these are things that maybe we need to be seeing every other day. Looking in terms of the time and the generation that we are living in, it is unacceptable that sometimes we carry ourselves as a nation short of the talented sportsmen and managers despite the abundance of them among us who we see each and every day today. Nevertheless, I'm very proud about today's highlight event to witness the fruit of a personal initiative by my good friend, a man we share a rich sporting history together to document his legacy. And I want to tell him, it has been many years, and because I've been consoling with him, and I realized he was hinting to me that for all these years, even from 1996, he has been thinking about coming up with this kind of documentation that he has put together for us maybe to have today. Well done, my brother. He brings to our tables an amazing tale of family's journey nearly a century ago, and how that has come to have such a lasting imprint of our sporting heritage. This in itself is profound, and I salute to my brother. The Karims have definitely secured their lasting place in our history of generations to come. As an athlete, this is a personal challenge, and I believe it is too for many fellow sportsmen and women. We have to follow after this path of documenting our experiences and pass them on as a knowledge and inspiration to upcoming community of generations of our sportsmen in the near future. No doubt there are so many great stories out there of people overcoming stubborn odds to conquer their life's challenges, which we have witnessed, especially in sports. In sports, for many of us that we have been in this thing for a very long time, when we talk about generations, which is about 2 decades ago, since we met with Asif, it is never easy to be a sportsman. I know all of us that we have offices, we wake up every day and you go to your office, doing your own business and every other day. But for a sportsman, sometimes you have the luxury also maybe to delegate. You make a phone call, say, today I'm late, I'm going for a different function somewhere else. But as a sportsman, you will never have that luxury of delegating to anyone. You have to wake up, you have to present yourself physically, not by imagination, physically, to do the training. Either the swimming, you have to swim a specific time. If it comes to even the tired, it is you to choose what to eat, what time to sleep. Sometimes as young people, I remember this when I was still young, I would really love maybe to go out, enjoy myself with my friends. Maybe there's a disco, because you don't want to hear those stories that the guys were having fun last evening and you didn't have that opportunity. But it's a sacrifice that we used to make. We made those kind of sacrifices to be who we are today. And I'm happy that this is something that happens to me, but I know this is what happens with all sportsmen. For anyone who wants to achieve something extraordinary, he has also to make that extraordinary sacrifices to achieve that. It is critical that such treasure is shared through documentation, whether as a book, a film, or any other way of preserving our heritage as we go forward. There is need, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, for our policymakers to develop some attractive incentives, including through legislation, to make such adventures rewarding. Because all of us, if you think maybe you want you realize there are so many taxes left and right. You want to do something good. But I'm not saying that we should be, if I sell this book today, yes, definitely I will have to pay tax, but I should be given opportunity to think broader and out of the box, so that I can be able maybe to be part, to bring in what I believe in is also good for the country and also for me as an individual. In concluding my remarks, I would like to say that my dream for this country is to see a creation, as my friend Akola said even during his documentary, a fully fledged standalone Ministry of Sports in the near future in this country. I do not think that this is asking too much from our fellow countrymen and women. I'm hopeful that our prayers will be heard and granted by those charged with this responsibility. Why I'm saying this? If you, as a country, we do have such a massive talent in this country. Very deep. We have only scratched the surface. But given the opportunity as a ministry to talk about sports alone, we will be able, having the resources, given full resources, then definitely we will be able to extract to tap this kind of talents that we have with this country. I'm saying this because if you go into cricket, which from what I've heard today, the history surpasses in athletics. I thought athletics always was the oldest sport in this country. But today I was proved wrong. From 1930s and 20s or 1900s, this sport has been here for generations. What is happening now? The sport is not moving forward. But I know that we have what it takes as a nation to make sure that we bring these sports forward to be lucrative and look bright again. And I believe with the when the time comes, and given that mandate, maybe one way or maybe sometimes any time, maybe in the near future, we will give our all as a nation. As an individual, collectively, we will make sure that we want to see these young kids have a different concept about our sports in the country. So, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, it is now my tremendous privilege, honor, and pleasure to declare the Karims-A Sporting Dynasty copybook and documentary headlined the Karims, 3 generations, 2 sports, 1 family, officially launched.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tergat. If you could stay there, could I please call Asif Karim, Mrs. Karim, Fatima, and Imran up to the stage? Thank you.
Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. 'Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up.